Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, boys and girls. Welcome, children of all ages. We have in front of us a giant crowd for this, the 4th annual Fluffies, maybe even the 3rd. Who's counting? Not me, that's for sure. I'm not paying any attention to anything that I do, ever. That's the safe way of being. Look over there. You've got Teclis in a nice, shiny blue... Oh, dear, he's dead. Well, that's a bit of a shame. And over there we've got Gordrak. He's eating Teclis's body. Fantastic. This looks like it's going to be a good show. And what we got over here? Look, here comes Abaddon with all of his little... And he's shot them all. He's shot them all and he's waving their corpses around on sticks. Well, this is a good way to get started for the annual Fluffies. Roll the music and ignore the corpses.
I know, boy, there are going to be plenty of those. I mean, it's something I really like about just, like, the Games Workshop stuff in general. It's, like, the ridiculous scope of it all. Mm-hmm. So, like, you read stuff like the Blades of Corn book, and it talks about entire planes of bodies and skulls and nonsense. You know, I just love that. Lean into that more, Games Workshop. More is better.
I always remember... in an old, like really old box tree books, I think it was Space Marine by Ian Watson. I might be wrong there, but it was pre-Black Library. They talked about this city, and every part of the city, every flat surface was just covered in like skin and bones. Yeah, every single flat surface. They were like hanging from like rooftops and things like that. And just this Marine just walking through it like, good-dunk, 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 just looking at it all, being completely unfazed. And an Imperial Guardsman just behind him going, looking at it all and just going, huh. And just thinking, in what universe does this not just instantly go, well, that's fucking nonsense, I'm getting out of here.
When it works when they lean into it. When they just go for the absurdity, it just lean right into it. I find it works really, really well.
Yeah.
And that's why AOS is so good.
Yeah.
Because they do. I mean, they've abandoned any pretense of trying to contain it, and just gone for it.
Yeah. I think a lot of what gets me about AOS is the sheer scope of what you're able to do compared to what you were able to do with the old world. You know, it's always weird, isn't it? You said the old world was finite, but we didn't explore all of it. No,
there was a lot of it that was like uncharted territory.
Yeah. Araby and Far Cathay and places
Cathay,
like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm Adam. Hi. You may know me from such films as Hi, I'm Adam, and look, here comes Adam. With me, of course, is my co-hosts, George.
Hello.
Who you may know from such films as Rain Down the Bodies with the Blood Still in Them. And, of course, there's Andy.
I measured at 4 monkeys tall.
who you may know from such films as Dunstan Fucks Up. And its sequel, Dunstan Fucks Up so bad, he has to get someone to fuck him back down again.
I was the mailman.
So I just amuse myself with the idea of an 18-rated Dunstan checks in.
I just like the fact that we're making callbacks to like conversations that happened off air, and nobody's going to get it. And that's what the Fluffies are all about. That's what Fluffenhammer is all about.
Oh yes.
So how many monkeys are you, Andy?
I said 4. 4 monkeys tall.
You're 4 monkeys.
You're up to 4, yeah.
Yes, I'm gonna add a 5th monkey in time.
I think I'm hovering at a nice sort of Slaneshi 6.
6 monkeys.
6 monkeys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Halfway there, really.
Yeah. Yeah. All you need another 6 and you'll be a full Brad Pitt.
6 and I'll be all right. Yeah, absolutely.
You'll be a real boy.
Apparently so.
Because 12 monkeys is the magic amount of monkeys.
It's the magic number of monkeys. It's like lots of magic numbers. It's like the number 42 or whatever, you know.
Or 69.
Yeah.
Or
Nice.
69, indeed. Again, Slanesh.
Nice.
On every level, you know.
You put too much effort into that, Andy.
Nice. That's true.
It's 69. Nice. Yeah, you want to get just the right amount of boredom in for just how overplayed that entire thing is.
You got to bob your head to it as well when you say it.
Yeah, yeah. In the same way that you're just going to go 420, smoke some trees.
So is this going to be like the cryptographic episode of Fluffenhammer? We're just going to talk about codes and things.
Of course not. But
Number
424279.
Sacred numbers? We go for the sacred numbers of the Chaos Gods. It would be 7 at the moment, really, wouldn't it? Given Nurgle's prominence.
7, 7, 7, 7, 7.
No, if we're going Nurgle, you need to vomit the numbers.
All right, okay. Then.
Or sneeze the numbers.
Man, that made
The
my
worst
feel
episode
weird.
of Sesame Street would be the one run by Nurgle, right?
Or the best, depending on your perspective.
That's true.
You know?
That's true.
Well, it's just Kermit just starts breaking out in boils.
It'd be happy. It'd be fun. Everyone would have a good time eventually.
Well, it's...
But an Ernie
You
grown
tell me
horns on the head.
how to get to Pestilent Street.
Oscar the Grouch is kind of Nurgly.
Yeah, he'd actually his mood might improve.
Right. He's got all the aspects of Nurgle. He lives in garbage, and stinks, which again, very Nurgle. And also he's kind of despairing, isn't he?
Yes,
so,
yeah.
Very Nurgle. Very Nurgle.
He's green too.
And green as well, yeah, that helps. That helps with Nurgle.
When you were a kid, did you think that Oscar the Grouch had a giant subterranean base?
No, I can't say I did.
Wasn't there an episode where you got to see inside his house? I'm sure there was.
Was there? Never mind about it.
There must have been. I did think that it must have been pretty big. I thought it was like Top Cat, where he went down in an elevator and it was just massive underneath.
I remember a couple of years ago when Sesame Street brought out I think we have a homeless character. I just remember thinking, is Oscar the Grouch a joke to you?
Right.
And then that got me thinking, oh no, actually, yeah, he's got a massive mansion under there, hasn't he? And then I realised, hang on, is that real or have I made that up? And I can't find any evidence to prove that Oscar the Grouch lives in a subterranean lair.
Was Oscar really happy that there was someone lower on the totem pole than he was? It's like, aha, you're truly homeless. I live in a trash can.
No, because
Right.
he subsides on misery. So if there's somebody more miserable than he is, he loses his power.
Oh no!
Right, he might get quite envious, yeah?
Yeah, that's why that's why that particular Muppet was killed in an alleyway.
What do you think Wishmaster would be like if it was all Muppets instead?
Better, much better.
Yeah,
it would be amazing. Because one of the Muppets would wish to be a real boy, but it would still have no legs and a person's hand up him.
Yeah, there would be
that's
some
perfect.
ironic twist, definitely, wouldn't there?
Yo, we is
Kermit Frog just decides to be a real frog and then becomes an actual frog. Yeah, no more singing for you, frog. So,
Of course,
it's the
pinned to a
Fluffies.
dissection slab, obviously, yeah?
Yeah, kidnapped by scientists. Why is this pig got free? Anyway, no, right. Moving on, quickly. So it's the Fluffies. It's the Fluffies, everyone. So for those of you who don't know, and that nonsense to begin with probably doesn't give you much of an idea.
Probably not, no.
Every year we've tried to get together everybody's thoughts, feelings, and opinions to get an idea of the lay of the land of what's been happening in the hobby, how Games Workshop's been doing, and not just that, but also the community at large. And we make a collection of different categories, and people send in their votes and their ideas and whatnot. This year's been a bit of a different one because I haven't had the ability or the time to do the different tiers in order to make this a bit of an easier one. So it's kind of more been people have just sent everything in, so I've had to correlate that as best I can. So if this seems a bit rough around the edges this year, that's why. There's been a lot going on behind the scenes, unfortunately.
Right, stuff, yeah, and as there has been for everyone, I'm sure. Recently,
yeah,
you know?
yeah. But what will make this really interesting is I have every single person who has voted and sent something in here, and we're going to do a raffle at the end of the show because that person will win a prize.
Yeah.
Ooh, it's a new luxury yacht.
Is it a new luxury lot from Bullseye when it's a tiny little dinky boat, or is it a shared kitchen? between 3 people. Sorry, a single kitchen between 2 people.
Yeah, two people have won a kitchen. Yeah, it's,
what I always liked about the boat prize on Bullseye is that it was always people from the Midlands who were winning it.
Oh, but Dudley's landlocked.
You're right. Oh, man.
Good old Bullseye.
Wow.
It's good stuff. It's,
I used to have, like, do you remember you could actually get the bully as a doll?
That's right,
Yeah.
plush, yeah.
And I remember having it, and it was so dangerous. It had, like, this metal wireframe skeleton inside that was very easily breakable, so it could become sharp.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it was very dangerous, that thing.
Would Bully have made a good...
Dart.
No, well, yeah, I was gonna say, like, a demon of corn.
Actually, yeah.
Give
I
him
mean,
some
well, I
wings
mean, he's
and
a
an
bull,
axe.
so really,
Yeah.
more he's a demon of Slaanesh, isn't he? You know the bovine imagery
That's
of
true,
the
yeah.
Keeper of Secrets.
I don't see... he's a bit too returned for a Slaanesh kind of demon. I don't see... I don't want to imagine Bully being very sexual.
No, that's
I'm
not
afraid-
a nice thought, is it?
Well,
It's
I
not
prefer
nice
him being a
thought.
very angry bull killing people than a sexy bull.
Yeah,
Bully
me
for
too.
you.
God, what a horrible thought.
In
41.
one. In 2. I much prefer in 2. I bet you do, Bully, you sicko. Jesus. Bully.
Oh God, you just
Naughty
don't want to
bull.
know, do you?
So that was the show. I'll see you all next year.
Right, yeah. I mean, I know, like, next month we've got the Hedonites coming out, but even so...
This is what we call the preview episode.
Yeah, clearly.
You know those moments in life where you've just hit the pinnacle and you don't think it's going to get any better, so you might as well just give it up now.
Oh, we do that all the time on this show, though, don't we? We thought we'd done that with the Flesh Mop.
True. That was like episode 4 or something.
That
so-
was ages ago, yeah.
And now we've got Sexy Bully.
Yeah, oh,
The
wow.
worst PS2 game ever.
Wow.
Leisure Suit Bully.
What type of school is this? Why am I playing an open world porn school game?
With Bully from Bullseye in it.
Bully from Bullseye going around learning maths and having sex. Why?
No.
No. I'm trying desperately to like repel this imagery and it won't go away.
Do you really want to not repel it? The actual doll you could get actually had like a real shirt on that you could unbutton and everything. Just thought I'd point that out. Just thought I'd point that out.
So what you're saying is that you had Strip Sexy Bully with a hard interior. That let's just move on quickly because I'm actually considering the idea of painting up like a bloodthirster with a Keeper of Secrets head, then painting it in the Bully shirt.
Oh, that's great. You should do that.
I think that's a great idea.
And
A
that's,
Wrath of Corn Bloodthirster. That's
Hell yeah.
Bully from
what was
Bullseye.
what was the name of the presenter?
Oh, Jim Bowen.
Jim Bowen. You could turn that into a corn name easy enough. Jimbo Hen. Yeah.
He'd be he could be like one of the blood priests or the blood reaver priests, whatever they're.
Oh, yeah.
Slaughter Priest. Yeah.
Slaughter priest, yeah. Give him some glasses. He could be like buff Jim Bowen.
There is a bald one. There is like the blood, one of the blood priests kind. You could definitely model it to look like him.
Pair of
Oh,
glasses
this is
and
great.
a pint
You
of bitter in one
definitely
hand.
could.
Yeah.
Oh, guys,
Oh my
you know,
God.
we need to get a Zinch sorcerer to be the guy from Crystal Maze. Ed Tudor
Richard
Paul.
O'Brien.
Or Ed Tudor Paul.
Ed Tudor Paul.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, you can have one of each. So you've got Ed Tudor Paul, Richard O'Brien, and then Richard Iwata.
The Great Three.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
The
Unholy trilogy. Yeah. Trinity. Yeah.
they're just traveling around on the Silver Tower or the Crystal Maze.
Oh my
Ooh.
God.
Yeah.
If you want a character for them, they could act like the Fates from Greek mythology.
I would do that just for Richard O'Brien being able to do, what's wrong with these scissors?
Oh my God.
Which I now want to see. Because I just want to see Richard O'Brien in everything. It upsets me I haven't seen him since Dark City. I don't think he's done anything since.
Is it that long?
I don't think so.
He's probably done stuff since, but I can't think of anything.
Nothing significant. I don't think.
No.
Oh, man.
He's
Bummer.
kind of faded from view a little bit.
I hope that was his choice rather than being forced to.
I think he just went into writing and producing and stuff like that.
That's okay.
Insofar as I'm aware, I think that's what happened.
Yeah. He just kind of went off to...
Kind of retired from
Yeah.
public view.
Yeah, which is a shame because...
Insofar as I'm aware.
God, he was awesome.
Who was the guy from Art Attack?
Oh,
Neil-
Neil Buchanan.
Banksy.
Yeah. Yeah, Banksy.
Whichever the
quote
guy from Art Attack was, him and Head, you could get them as Slanesh sorcerers.
Do you know what,
Yeah,
do you know what he's doing now, other than being Banksy?
Other than being Banksy, yeah.
What's he doing?
He fronts a punk band.
No,
What?
really?
Yeah.
That's great. That's
Neil
brilliant.
Buchanan is like proper punk.
That's
That
awesome.
is awesome.
Is he still in the
I
red
love it.
sweater?
I was going to say, does he still have the 80s hair and collar?
Yeah.
I hope so. I really hope so.
This is an art attack. This is an art attack. Oh my god, I used to love that so much.
Oh, yeah.
Art Attack was great. It was just fantastic.
Yeah, lots
there's-
of fun.
There's always something about when he did the big art attacks that always
Yeah.
got me. It's just absolutely wonderful.
Yeah.
Figuring out
very
what it was
impressive.
before it happened was great.
Yeah. Just the amount of creativity that went into them.
Yeah,
Love
great
it.
kids television. Great
Oh,
kids
yeah.
television that was.
Yeah, then it ended and went straight up to that. What the hell was it called? It was meant to be live action cartoons.
Oh, Zap.
Zap. I hated Zap.
Zap, yeah, because he became smarty arty in that, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, it's just made my skin crawl. Start wishing for Avenger Penguins to come back on. So, Fluffies.
Yeah. After that trip down memory lane, which, by the way, if you're like not from the UK and if you weren't a kid in the 1980s and 90s, none of that would have made any sense at all.
No, you just
Google
had
and
literally
YouTube.
20 minutes of Bullseye and Art Attack. And Neil Buchanan is Banksy, and Ted Cruz was the Zodiac Killer. Moving on. So,
One of those I could believe.
I firmly believe both of these things. Knowing now that Neil Buchanan fronts a punk band makes Banksy seem a lot more likely.
It actually does make it seem a little bit more viable, doesn't it,
does.
as a theory?
It does, yeah. I like the idea that Neil Buchanan was behind Banksy World.
You know, when I heard that, when that rumour started going around, I wanted it to be true.
I thought it was just a fact. I didn't know it was a rumor. I
No,
thought someone
it's
had just said it was.
I think it's been pretty much discounted
Yeah.
at this point.
it's a
but
shame.
I so wanted it to be true.
Yep, I sit back and I just go, nah, that's true as far as my reality goes.
Yeah.
So the Fluffies, right.
Yeah, the
So
Fluffies.
what we have here is a collection of categories. We've got the best 40k release, the best Age of Sigmar release, the Mini of the Year 40k themed, the Mini of the Year fantasy themed, other best mini, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, etc.
Oh, that's going to be a good category this year.
We've got some good ones in there. We've got Mini
going
of
to
the
be a
Year
good one.
overall. We've got best book, best audio production, best nostalgic fan service, best childlike excitement award, most batshit announcement. Oh yeah, best YouTube
Quite
channel, best
Full categories this year.
oh, yeah. Best podcast, best site, best non-GW game release, best official video, Misstep of the Year, the Community Commander Award, the Independent Creator Award, best adaptation into a video game, and that is your lot. So we have
Okay.
quite a lot to get through.
Yeah.
So broken it down a little bit more this year than we did from last year. So we're going to kick it off then with the 40k the 40k release. Now, before we get onto this, do you want me to read them out first, or do you want to
Well-
have a guess?
I think there's going to be one that's going to overpower them all, isn't there? I mean, Ninth Ed.
Okay.
Ninth Ed came out, as surely a new edition of 40k.
Andy, what do you say?
As the best release.
Yeah. What do you think?
Yeah, probably Ninth Ed. I think
Ninth Ed.
that's a safe one, unless we're talking about individual models.
I was going to say, if we're talking about individual models, there's loads.
Yeah,
There's
it's
so much.
just release, so it's literally anything that came out with the 40k.
Well, it's either going to be like Ninth Ed or it's going to be one of the codices, I'd imagine, anyway.
Okay, so we've got Sisters of Battle,
Okay.
Indomitus stroke Ninth Ed,
Yeah.
the Blackstone Zote.
Oh,
Did you put that
Right.
in?
I did not.
I was going to say, is that you, Adam?
Fabius Bile.
Oh, that could be a contender.
Yeah. some wonderful batshits. Which first time I read as Ulrika, the Silent King.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ninth Ed, obviously. And just to do some of the batshits, no shock, it's the In Dorito Us box. Ninth Ed, that one didn't feel rushed.
Shot across the bows.
Indomitus for 200, and the amount of Marines I got for a good swap. Oh, Lord. Good Lord, such lovely models.
I thought we were talking about Wheel of Fortune here. I'll have Indomitus on 200, please. Spin the wheel.
GW performing the hobby equivalent of flexing in the faces of all the other hobby companies.
Yeah,
jeez.
that's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good. The footsie is. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah, there's actually one of the batshits is the shares. I'm glad I got in. Which I'm sure is Adam White.
I'm gonna say, is that Adam?
What else have we got here? A bag of flies. That's one of the batshits.
Are they live flies or are they dead flies?
Just says,
Are they rot flies?
just says bag of flies. That's all it
Okay.
says.
Okay. Okay.
Thank God. I can't speak. Thank God Warhammer Quest Space Time came to an end. That was really starting to hurt my wallet. And big ass drones. That's another one. So anyhow, that's all the batshits. So what do you think won? Sisters of Battle, Indomitus, Fabius Bile, Gazgul Thraka, the Silent King.
Now I'm thrown a bit now. Garskull could win. Sisters of Battle could win.
I could see Silent King.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure now. I'm thrown.
Do you want to take a guess before I give out the answer?
I'm going to stick with Ninth Ed. I mean, because it encompasses all the others.
Yeah. Okay. Andy.
I like the Silent King, so I'm pretty sure that's what I voted for. So my vote matters the most.
The answer is Indomitus.
Indomitus
took over 50% of the votes.
It was a bloody good box set.
And technically, George, you're right, because it was 9th edition anyway, so...
Yeah, I suppose.
It was the first 9th edition.
Yeah, it was. And it is very good. I mean, as an opening box set goes, as an opening salvo, very good. Very good.
Not a good book, though. Not a good book.
No,
Okay.
don't bother with the...
Oh, the novel. No, Christ, no, thank you. No, you're all right there. Right then, shall we move on to the Age of Sigmar release?
Yeah?
Again, so much good stuff.
I'll do the batshits first this time, because there are some great ones in here, and I want to get them out the way. Fimea riding a Zote chasing Chaos Dwarfs.
Again, did you write that
I
one?
did not. I did not.
Because that's like all of your favourite things.
I know, and that's, I'm sure, why people do this stuff.
Sans the Rat Men. Yeah. That's like all of your favourite things.
Yeah, I'm sure that's why people do this type of stuff, because sons of bitches.
That's not going to work with me. That's not going to work with me this time, because like all of my favourite stuff, they're releasing.
Yeah, that's true.
Sort of like...
Other batshits, the latest Bretonian Codex.
Yeah!
Oh,
was that last year?
The knife.
Well, it hasn't come out. So I like the fact it's a
they,
Bretonian Codex as well, not a battle tome.
No. Do they mean the Flesh Eater Quartz?
Yes.
Is that what they mean?
Surely.
Actually, I never considered that. I just
That's
assumed
why I
it was
said last year. Was that last year? Because I assumed they meant flesh eaters as well.
I just thought it was a batshit.
Twisting the knife.
Yeah. Mountain Herd.
Oh, the High Elves. Yeah, that's true.
I like that.
Well, that has to be what it is, right? The cow people.
Yeah.
The Mukau elves, yeah.
Was there any actual AOS releases last year? Which, to be honest, if I didn't see those as batshits, would actually take up a chunk of votes. Because a lot of people said things like, no idea, what was there again?
Really?
Yeah, a lot of people have kind of just gone, there was AOS stuff out last year?
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff.
I think it's because most of the front of the year was front loaded with the AOS stuff, and obviously nothing really happened like mid-year afterwards for AOS. I mean, the most we got were the Giants and the High Elves.
Yeah, Sons of Behemoth.
Yeah.
Morathai, Broken Realms. That was this year, wasn't it?
It was, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Other batshits are The Light of Elfkind and The Night-O Light.
The
Right.
Night of Light.
The Night-O Light, which I think is a great name. Actual ones that got enough votes to get right up there. Mortal Realms Partworks.
Yeah.
All right, has done more to get me to AOS than anything else. The High Elves.
Yes, the
High Elves,
Lumineth.
the
Yeah.
Lumineth, yeah.
Yeah,
Did
they've
you-
got. I mean, they've got to be in there.
I'm sure I know who this one came from. The Seraphon Battle Tome.
Yes. Yeah.
I think we all know who put that one up. It actually got quite a decent amount of votes. Battle Tome Lumineth, Broken Realms,
Ooh.
Giants.
I think. I mean, I can only speak like personally, but it'd either be Morathai or the Sons of Behemoth or the Lumineth. I'm not sure which.
Andy?
I might go with Broken Realms, maybe.
Yeah. For me, it would have been Broken Realms Morathai because it was just so amazing.
Right, I'm going to tell you something really interesting here.
Is it the Seraphon Battle Tome?
It is.
Oh, that
it
would
isn't,
make my
it
day.
isn't,
That would
unfortunately.
make my day if it was.
No, up until about 2 weeks to go, the Giants, the Sons of Behemoth, was way out in front.
They are such an amazing release. Those bloody models.
Oh yeah, they are
Jesus
incredible,
Christ.
incredible bits of plastic.
Oh.
And then something weird happened, right? So the Sons of Behemoth stopped getting votes,
Okay.
and the Broken Realms started to shoot out in front.
Ooh.
The Broken Realms takes it, and it takes it with let me look, 16% more votes
No.
than the Sons of Behemoth.
Wow.
That does surprise
And that's
me.
in 2 weeks. It really did. It jumped out that far in 2 weeks. I don't know what.
So it's a
happened.
sleeper hit, basically.
Yeah, I don't know what
People
happened.
didn't really. You know what I think it is? People didn't really get what it was about
Yeah.
initially, and then people, the podcasts and whatnot started enthusing about how important this book is for the lore and everything, and then people must have just started buying it and reading it.
Yeah,
maybe,
it was
yeah.
really weird. Really, really weird. I mean,
It is a turning point. I mean, it's way more important than even Games Workshop seem to have advertised. You know?
oh yeah, it's huge amounts of importance attached to it. I mean, it's a world changer in more than what the hell was it called?
Soul Wars.
No, before Soul War started, you had the run up to it, and it was called Malign Portents.
Malign
Yeah,
Portents.
it's more important than Malign Portents was. What I found really interesting is that the Lumineth, they went head to head with the Sons of Behemoth for a while.
Yeah,
but then
as I thought they would.
Then just kind of dropped off, and Sons of Behemoth took the lead for a while.
That's kind of a shame. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably have a soft spot for the Lumineth for a long time because they made the High Elves interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, and the stuff
And
that they
fun.
managed to do in the Lumineth book is fantastic. It just I found it very weird that they didn't get right out in front, to be honest.
Yeah. I wonder if the Umbraneth are going to be more popular because you know what, the Devil always has the best tunes. You
Well,
know?
very true, very true.
They're gonna be more aesthetically interesting than the Lumineth. That's for damn sure. Mm-hmm. And for another thing, they're gonna have a big ass sort of dragon god leading them. So there's that.
That can't hurt, that's for sure.
No, definitely not. Although, I will say, they did a damn good job counterpointing him with the billowy trousered Teclis and his big cat there.
Have you seen the Teclis model in 3D yet? Like, actually see what it looks like from the side and stuff.
Yes, those trousers are voluminous.
They are they are fantastically big.
He could be floating on them. They could be like balloons.
Well, they are pure MC Hammer. The only thing I can see there is just MC Hammer, and you can't touch this. Yeah, and I desperately want to paint him up as MC Hammer. Please, Hammer, don't hurt him. So, shall we move on to the mini of the year? 40k
Sure.
themed.
So is this the 40k one,
Yep,
yeah?
this is 40k mini of the year.
Packed category, I should think.
Yeah, right. Sit back. So I'm going to go through everything as best I can because there is
Cripes.
quite a lot here. So basically, it's worth saying that the ones I'm reading out are either batshits or stuff that got a high enough amount of votes to be counted. So there are a couple of things here that I'm leaving out because only one or two people voted for them. So
Okie dokes.
the Triumph of Saint Catherine. Fabius Bile.
Yes, Fabius, obviously.
Black Zote Scare Fortress. Black Zote Scare Fortress.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I tried to keep a straight face and I just can't. Thruckham's Medallion.
All right.
The Silent King.
Yeah.
Ethereal Stern. Now give me the Gaunt's Ghosts, you plastic, you cowards. Blade Guard Veterans. Crusade aesthetic is so interesting compared to Vanilla Primaris.
Agreed.
Primaris trampling on a bike. Primaris Lieutenant with Storm Shield, for he was the only cool new dude I painted this year that also came out this year. Also, he is so much cooler than the other ones. Illuminator Cesaris. Oh, how are you pronouncing it?
Yeah, it's amazing miniature.
Shard of the Void Dragon.
Yes.
Pepsi Man Revived.
Oh, yeah, that's Shard of the Void Dragon, isn't he?
Yeah. And my personal favourite, Another Bag of Flies.
Nurgle getting in on the action again.
Just get used to the bag of flies, because the bag of flies will keep turning up.
It's going to crop up a lot, is it? Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's I want to know who wrote in bag of flies, because I don't know why, but it's proper cracked me up. So out of everything that I've said there, what do you guys think?
Oh, there's so many good ones, isn't there?
I like
so
the Void
many
Dragon.
good ones.
I'll go with that.
Me too. I love the Void Dragon.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I love so many of the others as well. Fabius is amazing. The Silent King, I mean, for God's sake, that miniature is insane.
Yeah, it is.
How do you say Ephriel Stern? They're all great. They're all really good miniatures. I honestly don't know. Thraka? It was Thraka this year?
Yeah, he was, yeah. If I said that Stern isn't in the top 3, came in at number 4, does that make it easier for you?
It does. Fabius, the Silent King, or the Void Dragon.
Okay.
For me.
If I said then at number 3 was Ghazghkull Thraka.
Okay.
And if I said at 2 was Fabius Bile.
Wow, okay. So it's got to be a Necron, surely.
So
it's got to be a Necron.
what is number 1?
The Silent King?
Void
I'm
Dragon.
sticking with the dragon.
Yeah,
Yay!
it's the Void Dragon.
Wow.
Which is weird, because I thought the Silent King would have actually got a bigger thing.
I would have thought so.
But once again, just to get behind the scenes, Silent King was right out in front of the running for ages. And then just stopped. It was the weirdest thing. I don't understand what's happened, because the percentages shifted a lot this year.
Right.
It's almost like everyone who was in first got in and voted like Billy O. And then the long-term votes kind of started coming in and everything else.
Interesting.
It's really weird.
I mean, the Void Dragon is definitely like... it was going to be a contender always, because it's like, it is one of those miniatures that's a step up, isn't it? Like, it changes a lot of how you preconceive the miniatures to work. It's beautiful. It's absolutely stunning.
It changes how you imagine miniatures being put together. You know, the instructions are incredible.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of work. It's just a stunning piece of work. And it makes the other Catan shards look a little bit naff, let's be honest, you know. But yeah. No, I am surprised. I mean, Fabius, that was always going to be a big contender, because people have been after the new Fabulous Bill for years.
Yeah.
And they did an amazing job.
I was going to say, now he's at slightly larger scale. The Lego top hat will fit him a bit better.
Absolutely, it will, yeah. Much easier to convert now as well, so you can give him like a big floppy hat with a feather in it, which is what he needs.
Absolutely, it's what he needs. Right then. Any thoughts from you, Andy?
No. All good choices.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, this year 40k was particularly strong as well.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff that came off for 40k has been hitting the anvil. It's actually worth saying as well that the 40k votes are way above what the AOS votes got this year.
That seems because 40k is the one, isn't it? It's the big seller.
It was the other way around last year.
Was it?
Yeah, the AOS votes were way beyond the 40k votes last year.
Right.
Well, didn't AOS have more releases last year in comparison to 40k this year?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
it did.
It makes more sense, I suppose. There's
I mean, in fact, this year we might see it twist again, because it looks like there's going to be some really strong AOS stuff this year.
It looks like it looks like it's almost like the Superman Batman thing. You know, that one sells well one year, the other sells well the next year. It's
no. If you're going to use Superman Batman, you mean it's Batman every single year. Every single year, it's always Batman.
Yeah, true enough. But, in the 80s, anyhow.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's when it kind of happened, where Superman would sell well for 2 years, then Batman would sell really well for 2 years, and it would just kind of swap between the two.
I've just realised, because the Hedonites are coming out next month, when we do this year, all I'm going to be answering is, it's the Hedonites. Hedonites.
But you see, there's a year between the two. And that's another thing I found really interesting, because if you think about the stuff that came out at the beginning of 2020, a lot of that doesn't get as much votes as the stuff that came out later in the year.
Of course, because people forget, don't they? You know?
Yeah, people forget what came out in the year.
And of course, it depends on what happens. I mean, imagine if they release like Angron or Fulgrim or whatever. You know? This year, that will cause a stir. If a Primarch comes back, or we get another one of the god characters from AOS.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to kind of judge how this is going to look year in, year out.
It depends on what they do, doesn't it, ultimately? I mean, it looks like this year's going to be... It looks like they've got at least a plan for almost every month. There's going to be something quite strong.
Everything's got a roadmap. This is a really interesting thing. I mean, it was weird that they actually released the Necromunda roadmap and the Underworld's roadmap. Yeah, they're actually showing you what their plans are going forward.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah.
They might not be completely transparent with it to keep you guessing, but you know what's going to be happening. And I think that's a wonderful way of doing it. I mean, they're not doing it with the big two.
It creates a sense of intimacy, doesn't it? It means you're not sort of like, people aren't getting het up on the internet and aren't sort of like going, oh, when's it coming out? We know when things are happening generally, barring one, unexpected things. Like obviously this year we had the Death Guard, which should have been last year, I believe.
Yes, it should have been. But see, that's actually going to be something really interesting for the next year's Fluffy shows. Is that there's going to be this weird cross-pollination between 2020 and 2021. Yeah, where stuff that should have been out in 2020 that should really be in this show hasn't been out in time.
Right.
So it's going to be I think next year's is going to be a really rough one to correlate.
It's going to be 2020 extended.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the correlation of this stuff is, I know I'm really boring when I say this, everyone's just going to fall asleep, but correlating all this information is really interesting to me. Because you get to see a lot of where people stand and where the most popular things happen, how people's habits change. Especially,
it's kind of a microcosm of market research.
Isn't
it?
It is. I mean, the way that things have changed this year has been huge because most people have been ordering stuff. So it's interesting to see, especially when we get later on. It's really interesting to see things that popping up that you might not have seen.
Yeah, right. And apparently they've done very well off of it as well, haven't they?
Massively well. I mean,
by all accounts,
Games Workshop is one of 3 companies that gave all the money back to the government that they were given.
Right.
Yeah. So that's all. Moving on, Mini of the Year, Age of Sigmar.
Ooh, again, it's kind of a packed category.
Mm-hmm. And
there's a lot going on here.
There is one answer that came out. 2 answers that came out in here. I want to know if you are the person who put one of these 2 answers in. I need to say something to you.
Oh,
you are brilliant. Right?
Okay.
There's 2 answers in here, which are lovely little throwbacks, and I don't think anybody in the world laughed as hard as I would have done. Would have laughed as hard as I actually did. Especially, but I'll get to them. So, shall I just read them out and we'll see what...
Go for it.
Okay, Jacob Bookmanson the 9th. Mm-hmm. Even though I'm sure he is Jacob Bookmanson the 11th. Moo Elf with the Veil.
The Moo Elf with the Veil's very good.
Teclis and Mr. Prissy the Pussy Beast.
Very good.
The first one, which really got me, the 1997 Fen Beast from Storm of Chaos.
Oh, bloody hell.
I mean... Who put that in? Because you are a...
Jesus.
Goddamn...
I actually just had a flashback to the page in White Dwarf that had the Fen Beast and the Dark Master Wizard thing.
Yeah, I had exactly the same with the Dark Master. Yeah I had exactly the same thing. It just made me go, what?
God almighty. Then we found out the Dark Master was Baelacor, of course.
Yes, we did. And,
Wow.
and then the Fen Beast went away, never to be seen again.
Never to be seen again. No more swamp monsters.
Nope. I love the Fen Beast. It's such a great mini. To the point where, because of this answer, I've got a search saved on eBay trying to get one.
Trying to get him, yeah?
Are they not easy to find anymore?
No, they are super expensive.
Well, it was such a weird release as well, wasn't it? Because the Fen Beast didn't belong to anyone.
No.
It was like a wild card, wasn't it?
Yeah, you had the dark and the light. So you had the Dark Master with his Fen Beast, then you had a light version with something I can't quite remember now. Yeah, like a shaman guy.
Yes. Oh, I remember that. Who remembers the Shaman, though? The good guys. Who remembers that?
No, but as you said before, the devil has the best tunes. And
Right,
when you've got, like, the swamp thing in Warhammer, I'm right in for that. The Fen Beast was great. I freaking loved it. And then forgot all about it until, like, literally that point. I went, I need one! The spooky super armor of Elfkind. All those giants, in capital.
That's the good one, yeah.
The Light of Eltharion, obviously. Invisible Elf. The new Green Knight.
Oh! Oh!
The Worm Spat. The Count got a War Scroll. Sigvald. I know he's not technically out yet, but god damn!
Yeah. That's a preemptive one, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
I could definitely go for that. Even though it's not out, I could go for that one.
Battle Tome. Battle Tome Snotlings. Not a miniature. Also, doesn't exist. The 1994 Blood Bowl lineup. I mean, I want to know people's thought processes when they sit down to write this stuff out. It's just so wonderful.
Yeah, with their bombs and pogo sticks and chainsaws.
Yeah, I thought you were going to go into the zombie set with their bombs and their bombs and their bombs and their bombs. And, lovely, lovely poisonous white metal. Right, so out of all that, what do you think wins it?
Serious answer. The Light of Eltharion is
Yep.
probably a good stand. That's such an amazing piece of work.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Just like, I mean, that again, that's one of those miniatures that changes what you preconceive they're capable of.
Yeah. Now, Andy?
Jokey answer, Sigvald.
Sigvald.
Because he's handsome. Because he's attractive, you know.
Unfortunately, Sigvald's not out yet, so he gets
well.
disavowed. But I did have to read that out because I love the... it says, Sigvald, I know he's technically not out yet, but then in capital letters he just goes, but goddamn!
Yeah, it's true. It's true. You know, he's going to win next year.
Oh, yeah. I could hear this when I read it. I heard it in my head. Andy, what are you saying?
I think George had it on the money there.
Then Light of Eltharion. Would it surprise you to know that Jacob Bookmanson came in third?
Oh, really? Okay.
Well, I mean, he is sort of like... He's such a popular character, isn't he, you know?
Which is what I was saying before about, I think it's very interesting how people have been buying stuff, because that has been out in a time where the shops have been closed.
Right.
So, and because it's a limited edition one, I'm sure that's why so many people have voted for it. I think a lot of people have been just desperate to build something, and so they've just ordered that from online.
Yeah, and it's a legacy character as well, isn't it? You know, so
it's the great grandson.
I was going to say, is it like it's not actually Bugmanson, is it? It's like it's a descendant.
Yeah,
of...
it's a vast descendant of Joseph Bugman.
Right, got you.
I love Jacob Bookmanson. He's so cool. Number 2 was the Techless and Mr. Pretty the Pussy Beast.
Yeah, it's a good miniature. It's a very impressive piece of work.
I also want to find out who said that one, because that was really good. That got a proper bark of laughter out of me the first time I read it. But you're absolutely right. Number 1, with the most, and I do mean most amount of votes, was the Light of Eltharion.
Yeah,
well,
it makes sense.
All the other miniatures are great, don't get me wrong, and that Lumineth with the veil across its face was beautiful, just stunningly done. But just as a technical exercise, the Light of Eltharion is it's so impressive.
It is. And then you start looking at all the contact points and just start shitting yourself out of sheer terror.
Right, yeah, yeah.
Fuck!
Right.
God, those contact points are terrifying. Moving on then to the next one. We've got the best other mini, Blood Bowl, Necromunda, etc.
Kind of a packed arena, this time round.
There is. There really is. And if either of you two get what the winner is off the mark, I will personally give you a Games Workshop voucher.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. Is it obscure?
It's not this obscure. I'm just surprised at what won. Yeah.
Okay.
So, any ideas before I start reading them out?
So
The refs from Blood Bowl.
I was going to say the squirrel.
Ah.
The squirrel
Andy's-
with tree.
Andy's closest.
Oh.
That's not close enough, though.
No, it's not.
Oh,
So I'll
interesting.
read out what we've got, including batshits. Gandalf TM, the White TM, and Peregrine TM took TM. Snotlings. Ogrins for
yeah.
Necromunda. The Flesh Golem Pumpkin team.
Oh, they
yes.
were great, yeah.
Dwarf of the Dead.
Yeah. Very good. Very good.
The Squirrel from the Halfling Blood Bowl team. Eoma, Marshal of the Riddermark.
I doubt Eoma's going to get a look in.
The Arbites, Police Squad for Necromunda. The pardon. the new Mordian Iron Guard. Which I assume is a batshit because I don't think there is a new Mordian
I was
Iron
going to
Guard.
say, what?
Snotling Pump Wagon.
Oh, yeah, that was brilliant.
The Elves in the Catacombs box.
Actually.
The Halloween Horrors. Oh, I already said that one, but that's I quite like the fact that he just goes Halloween Horrors Blood Bowl team. I quite like and Scarecrow.
Just the scarecrow.
Just the Scarecrow.
Just the
yeah.
Scarecrow.
Just the scarecrow.
All right.
And you tell me it's not the squirrel?
It's not the squirrel.
What?
Does anybody
Interesting.
want to take another guess?
Is it the skeleton dwarf?
It is not the skeleton dwarf.
Oh, it should be.
Okay.
George?
Doesn't matter.
No idea.
They
At
chose
this point,
wrong.
I have no idea.
So if I said the squirrel came in at number 3.
Okay.
Then I think people made the wrong choice. That's all I'm
And
saying.
if I said the Halloween Horrors Blood Bowl team came in at number 2.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Yeah.
Okay.
The Snotlin box, the Snotlin Pump Wagon, and the Snotlins themselves came in at number 1.
Wow.
Yeah,
The
that was a
Snotlins
good set.
Got so many votes, it's unreal.
Mind you, that may be due to it's also due to like the cross pollination of those snotlings. You can put them on anything like
Yeah.
orc based,
Yeah.
and they look pretty good.
And those pump wagons are just brilliant. I haven't.
Yeah, it's
I haven't got it
great.
myself yet. I need to get around to getting them.
I wasn't surprised it was Blood Bowl though.
No, Blood Bowl has
Yeah.
kicked it right out the park this year.
Those miniatures, the new miniatures that they've been like teasing and releasing of a Blood Bowl, are stunning.
Yeah.
They're absolutely beautiful.
They're disgustingly good.
They are. It's annoying, isn't it?
It
Yeah.
is. I mean, I bought the Halloween Horrors one just for the to run them in Frostgrave because they're just so good. You know, they're absolutely
Right.
fantastic. And there's so many other things. I mean, I'm going to get the new orcs, the Black Orcs ones, just to put into my Orc army. Because
That's
they
happening
are-
a lot, I find,
Yeah,
with
they're
the
gorgeous.
smaller game systems, you know. There's a lot of Diachasm stuff that I want.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, the Slanesh stuff, obviously. Gotta happen, hasn't it?
One of the things I've found that I really like the idea of is that somebody took Underworld and made a more skirmish game out of it. You know, like an old Mordheim style game out of it.
Oh,
And
God, yeah.
that system really gets my interest. I really, really want to play that.
That would be fun.
As much as Underworlds it's a good game, and it is a good game. I like proper skirmish games, you know.
Yeah.
And you know, looked at the rule set and just went, "Oh, I need to play this. The campaign system is gorgeous."
Yeah, that would be fun.
So there's a strong chance for 2021 the year I just go all in and just start buying crap tons of Underworld stuff. and then giving Andy all the cards.
Yay! Which is weird because I'll probably have most of them anyway.
Well, you can have some more.
I can have doubles.
Yay! Maybe you can swap them behind the bike shed.
Oh God.
Should we move on to the mini of the year overall?
Sure.
Ooh.
Is it the squirrel?
Not yet.
Damn it.
So, any ideas what the mini of the year overall is? So far, we've had Snotlings, we've had the Knight of Eltharion, we've had the Void Dragon.
Yeah.
You know, so you'd assume it'd be one of them, wouldn't you?
You'd assume so. Thraka might get it though.
I'm assuming from your words that that's not the case.
Yeah.
Hey.
Thraka might be up there.
I don't want to give anything away.
Okay.
It's been such a strong year this year. Mm-hmm. There have been like years before when we've done this when it's been obvious what it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, when it's been like Mortarion or whatever. This year, it's too strong a field. I don't know.
Okay, so if I'll go through them then, see what you think. I like the fact that both of you are very much. I don't know.
Yeah, there's too much. I think it's
Yeah.
going to come down to people's personal tastes and biases.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Minis of Chaos, Undivided Demon Princes, Adam, George, and Andy sitting down at the Fluffenhammer podcast station.
That would be a very nice mini to have.
The Triumph of Saint Catherine.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Void Dragon.
The Void Dragon again, yes.
a safe bet.
Techless's Big Day Out. The Great Pumpkin Team. Mm-hmm. Thraka!
Of course.
I think I got all the A's in there. The Silent King.
Yeah.
Blade Guard Veteran Captain, I guess based on aesthetic and details, but not the best pose.
Okay.
Indomitus Lieutenant with fancy plasma pistol.
Okie dokes.
Lord Croak.
What?
Okay.
Because I finally got
Fair
around to
enough.
painting him after all these years.
Okay.
The Light of the Shard of the Void Eltharion.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And Catacross, Mortarch of the Necropolis. Which
Was that this
I
year?
don't think that was this year. I think that was the year
I was going to
before.
say
Yeah.
that was last year,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
I mean, if it was, then yeah.
I think
it would probably...
I actually have a feeling it might have been the year before, because I'm sure Catacross turned up in last year's
Yeah.
stuff as well.
I think he did, yeah. I think Catacross may have won last
I
year, didn't
think
he?
he did, yeah.
Because, yeah, it's kind of a shoe-in almost, isn't
Yeah,
it? It's
yeah.
a brilliant miniature. Absolutely astounding
But
piece of work.
I have to point out that my vote is going to go for the Light of the Shard of the Void Eltharion.
I don't know, because there are so many legacy characters. There are so many really big, powerful characters here. It's hard to tell. Thraka, Silent King, Void Dragon again. Don't know.
So nobody's going for Lord Croak then?
No.
I think I know who said that as well.
Considering, like, that the original Lord Croak was actually metal.
Yeah. Is the current Lord Croak resin, or is it a plastic bit?
It must be resin.
You'd think so, yeah.
I'd assume it must be
Jesus
resin.
Christ. Okay. Wowzer. Alright, so, yeah. So if I then put it into the reverse 3 again.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
So at number 3, we have Teclis and his giant cat.
Okay.
Alright. At number 2, weirdly enough, the Void Dragon.
That's interesting.
So what do you think number 1's going to be?
Silent King?
It is the Silent King.
Yeah, Silent King.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Silent King kept his votes in this one. The Light of Eltharion came in at number 4.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, the Silent King took the majority of the votes.
Yeah, well,
It's weird that Thraka didn't get as many votes as I thought he would.
that's fascinating. I mean, maybe because there wasn't so much of a brouhaha around him. I mean, he was part of Psychic Awakening, wasn't
Maybe
he?
I don't even know.
It
if the
wasn't
mini's out by
like-
itself.
Right, it wasn't like a massive orc release or anything, whereas,
Yeah.
of course, Zarek is like, first of all, Herald of Ninth Ed, the end of the Psychic Awakening series, and the return of the Necrons. It's big, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, lots happened then.
I mean, the Triumph of St. Catherine got the least amount of votes in the...
That's surprising.
It is. I mean, that's still like 16% of the overall votes.
Well, given the popularity of the Sisters of Battle, they've been like...
But then
wow.
Thraka only got 18%.
Yeah.
Silent King got 38% of the...
Oh my god, so it's overwhelming.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just so significant.
Yeah, it's huge amounts. Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Well, I suppose another thing that helps is the fact that he's always been in, unlike Thraka, he's always been in the background but has never actually appeared.
Yeah.
So him coming back is like, it's like one of the Primarchs turning up, isn't it? It's like when Magnus first turned up. It's huge.
Absolutely, yeah. It's a huge, big narrative thing, and then you've got that bloody miniature that went with it.
Right, which is mental. Yeah.
I mean, when Games
I
Workshop...
want to fight against it.
Yeah.
I've been reading its rules, and I'm like, I can't think of any good counters against this thing.
I can.
It's an evil bastard.
Just wave after wave after wave of Gretchen.
That might work.
Yeah,
that might work.
You keep it busy with just like 60 grots, and that'll keep it busy.
I just look at the death rays that it can fire from each of those plinths that follow it around, that do inordinate amounts of damage over like 30-inch ranges.
Yeah.
It's like, what?
It is absolutely ridiculous.
It is ridiculous, but I mean, it suits his stature, so fine. And actually, he has got like a one-on-one counter now. Have you seen the rules for Morty?
Yes.
Bloody hell. Bloody hell, he's mad. As a demon Primarch should be.
Absolutely, it's,
at long last, thank you.
Yeah. That thing getting on the onto the board is absolutely ridiculous.
Well, people are saying he's a must-take now.
Yeah. Well, it has to be. Yeah.
He's like a must-take in your Death Guard army. He's mental by all accounts.
Shall we move on to the best book? Because A, there's some good books came out this year, and B, I want to prove George wrong.
Oh, okay.
Because you said earlier on, George, that there is nothing that anyone can say here which can be directly aimed at you.
Oh, okay.
And there is.
Okay, go on.
Right. So, any ideas for books? Any ideas what this year?
Broken Realms, Morathai.
Oh, this is all novels. It's all novels.
Oh, novels.
Yeah.
These are novels. Right, okay. Oh, we're talking Black Library stuff.
Yeah.
Demon Slayer. I'm not hearing a no there.
No. It's hard to say no to Demon Slayer.
I finished that as well, by the way. Very good.
Oh, it's great, isn't it? Such a great ending.
I'm not sure, I don't know.
Before I get into this one, I do have to say to Andy, you will learn the true meaning of terror. I'm learning the true meaning of tedium. You're gonna come
I'm not done with you yet.
You're gonna come over here and die.
That was good.
So what we've got is Warhammer Crime Bloodlines, Manflayer.
Oh, right.
Trazin's Galactically Big Adventure. No idea. Spend all my time painting.
Okay, fair enough.
50 Shades of GW.
I would go for that.
The Seraphon Battletome.
No. I know who wrote that one. I know who put that one in.
Demonifuge.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I never thought of that.
I'm still playing catch up on novels, so I can't vote.
Okay, fair enough.
Demon Slayer.
Yay!
Yeah, I think Demon Slayer might have it.
One of the ones that says here is Demon Slayer. I will finish it in time. I'm assuming that's from you, Andy.
Yeah, that was me. And look, by the time we got to it, I'd finished it.
Yeah, true. And my personal favourite batshit, The Scriptures of Slanesh by Clive Barker.
Yeah, wow, yeah.
Yeah, what were you saying, George, about stuff not
Yes.
being aimed at you? Yeah.
Fair enough. That was like aimed at me on every level. Wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Every bloody level.
Even the alliteration there, The Scriptures of Slanesh.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Whoever
wow.
did that knows you well.
They do.
So, what's everyone thinking?
I'm sticking with what I said because it's the best one.
Demon
I
Slayer.
think you might be right.
You're not.
Oh,
Ooh,
shit.
okay.
I
Demon
am.
Well,
Manslayer?
Demon Slayer came in at number 4.
Okay.
Really? You
Wow.
are kidding?
No.
What a surprise!
Sorry, I tell a
What an
lie. It came in at number
absolute
3.
surprise.
My
Still.
apologies.
Yeah.
I've misread that one. Sorry.
What a surprise!
Demon Slayer came in at 3. Demonifuge came in at 4.
Okay. All right.
In that case, I just don't know. Manflayer, maybe.
Ooh, Manflayer at number 2.
Is it? Oh,
Oh.
my god, that's a surprise.
Is it Trazen's Galactic Adventure?
It is. The Infinite and the Divine came in at number 1.
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Okay. I heard it was very good. You did say it was ace.
Yeah, I've heard people say it's good.
The Infinite and the Divine is absolutely fan-bloody-tastic.
Okay.
I think the best way to describe it is I don't think I've ever read a book that felt this big.
Okay.
Not that
Interesting.
the story's large, because the story's really simple. It's just a
Yeah.
through line, but because it takes place over millennia.
Of course.
Yeah, there's an entire chapter which is just literally a court case that goes on for 3,500 years.
Wow.
And that's it. And it's just them coming in and out of it. And
That's really
it
interesting.
takes
isn't
even
it? I mean,
longer
that-
because they use the the other guy that hates Trazin. I've forgotten his name. Thingy the Divine. God, I can't remember the guy's name. But
one of the other Necron characters
yeah.
that we're talking about.
He keeps using like a reset point and going back to an earlier point in time to win his court case.
Right,
What an
okay.
asshole.
It's great. Just keeps changing the judge. It's wonderful. Absolutely fantastic. But yeah, Trazin's the Infinite and the Divine it's immense. I mean, it starts off with Trazin the Infinite punching out a dinosaur and just keeps getting better.
All right.
Just keeps getting better. And there's just
Okay.
these giant concepts that just keep getting slotted in. But because
Yeah.
of the scale of it, you're just like, hang on, what was that?
Yeah.
You've
Yeah.
just because you were interested in this one thing, you've enslaved an entire family to be your librarians on this planet, and the latest one just died, and that's just
Like
a
an
throwaway
entire
moment.
gene line. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's brilliant.
Oh yeah, it's full of stuff like that. It is absolutely incredible.
So like conceptually really dense. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually upset the Bloodlines didn't get higher up, because I think Bloodlines it's not as much fun as the Infinite and the Divine, but I think it might actually be a better book.
Right. Like better written. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's stuff in there which is... Whilst Infinite and the Divine, I keep wanting to call it the Infinite and the Trazin. The Infinite and the Divine, it throws its ideas out and just, here you go, moving on. It's like,
It's just like too much, maybe. Like too many ideas at once. Yeah.
I mean, everything... There's a load of stuff in there which could be its own book. And you
got
zoom
you.
right past it all, which,
Yes,
it kind of
yeah.
works because the scale of the book. Bloodlines
Right.
is so ground level that there is stuff in there that I didn't realise was going on until much later on. I mean, there's a point where... I'm trying to work out if I want to spoil this or not. I'm not going to, but there's a point
Yeah.
where I realised that the good guy, the guy that you're following, the policeman in this story, isn't good.
Right.
Yeah, he is. He's a good man. He does everything he can to be a good person. But fundamentally, at the very base level, he is corrupted.
Okay. Interesting.
And I don't want to say more than that. I just go fucking read it, because there are
Okay.
moments in that book. I mean, it goes full Blade Runner at one point with the way that the city works. It is gorgeous.
Interesting. So proper like cyberpunkery.
Yeah, it is full blown cyberpunk.
Well, I'm surprised that
forgot-
doesn't occur more in 40k, the proper cyberpunk stuff, because there's so much potential
Yeah,
for it.
I forgot I was reading a 40k book at one point. Because you get so invested into the life of this man, and all the parts of his life, the relationship he has with his wife, the relationship he has with his daughter, who wants to go off and join the Imperial Guard, and they're trying to talk her out of it.
Yeah, as you would.
There's stuff about people being kidnapped on the streets,
Wow.
like children being kidnapped on the streets. I mean, we're talking, it is dark, there is real dark, but it's so
Oh, wow.
noirish and so Cyberpunk, which are two elements that go together really well. That there was a couple of chapters, I forgot it was a 40k book until somebody walked past the sign of the Aquila and went, in the Emperor's name. So, oh yeah, 40k book.
Of course, I'm gonna have to check that out because I do like my cyberpunkery.
The Bloodlines is incredible, and to be honest with you, if I could undo votes and just say this would be my winner, Bloodlines would be my winner for the year because it is, as much as I love the Infinite and the Divine, and I do.
Interesting.
It doesn't hold a candle to just how engrossed. I mean, I went through Bloodlines in a night.
Right.
Okay.
You know, the Infinite and the Divine I read over, I don't know, 3-4 nights. You know, Bloodlines I went through in a night because I could not put it down. I could not I could not finish reading it. I needed the next bit.
Wow.
So yeah. I'm going to stop waxing lyrical. Let's move on to best audio production. Any ideas?
Demon Slayer.
Yeah, probably Demon Slayer.
Okay. We've got Realm Slayer, Blood of the Old World.
Oh, that's fair.
Bloodlines.
Right.
Dark
right.
Harvest.
Oh, that's really good as well. Oh.
That could be good. Yeah, yeah.
The Infinite and the Divine.
Ooh.
Cold Open Stories.
The cold open I would definitely go for. I love cold open stuff.
No idea. Still got 20 years of stuff to listen to.
Yeah, that's also fair.
Oculus Imperia or The Last Church. Realm Slayer, because I finally got it.
Hey.
Bloodlines again, yeah. Sadly, I didn't listen to any. And my personal favourite, Angry Dwarf goes on Skyboat to kick a demon in the wang.
I like how literal that is.
I quite like this one here, My Little Gotrek's Big Adventure. So a lot of Gotrek.
Which one
in this
though? Which Gotrek's Big Adventure? He has quite a few, especially
Yeah, I was
this
going to
year.
say.
He has
there's a
constant
lot.
adventures. Yeah.
Yeah.
His life is just adventure, isn't it?
Yeah. It just goes from adventure to adventure. So, out of all of those, what do you think comes first?
It's between Dark Harvest and Demon Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat, to be honest. I'm erring more towards Dark Harvest because of my inclinations, you know? But whether that'll be it, I don't know. Because Dark Harvest is very niche. It's very horror, isn't it? You know?
Massively so.
It's not very Warhammery or AOS.
No,
even, for the most
it's
part.
really not.
I disagree. I think Dark Harvest is probably the closest to something like Dragonfell's that Age of Sigmar's got.
Oh, so sort of like the roots of Warhammer
it
fiction.
feels
you know?
like it's not a million miles away from being the Conrad trilogy. Just
I suppose that's
well
it,
written.
though, isn't it? I mean, it feels more like the roots of this stuff rather than what it's become.
Yeah, I do. I totally agree with that. So at number 3, we've got. I almost said the wrong thing there.
You almost say Drakenfels.
I almost said Demon Slayer.
You almost, yeah.
Number 1, we've got Drakenfels. At number 2, we've got Drakenfels. At number 3, we've got Drakenfels and Guinevere's Sourced Stories. At number 3, we've got Realm Slayer, Blood of the Old World.
Okay.
Interesting.
At number 2, we've got The Infinite and the Divine.
Oh.
Okay.
And at number 1, we've got everything that Cold Open Stories has done, because I lumped them all those votes together. Because
I think that's fair.
Cold Open Stories got a lot of votes.
Yeah, I can
cool.
see why. They, their stories are good. And their productions are good.
I was umming and ahhing about this one, I'm going to be honest, because it's not an official release. I didn't know whether to award those votes or not. And then when every single Cold Open release from the last year, and actually from the year before, got votes and got announced and got brought into this, I kind of just threw my hands up and went, you know what, that's fine. Because at the end of the day, Colin does an amazing job.
Yep.
Everybody involved in Cold Open does amazing work. I am more than happy to take that step back and just go, you can have it. Because the sheer amount of votes that everything Cold Open got is immense. To give you an idea, The Infinite and the Divine is the highest that we got there. And that ends up with 32% of the votes. right?
Right.
Okay.
Cold Open Stories ends up with 45.
Bloody hell. That's a landslide.
That is a massive amount of votes that went to Cold Open
That's
Stories.
a total
That is,
landslide.
to be fair, that is a collected of everything that Cold Open did. Everything that Cold Open got in this category. I'm more than happy to give it a Cold Open for that.
Yeah,
why not?
totally.
Why
yeah.
not?
I mean, Colin does a great job.
Yeah,
he does a
absolutely.
great job, and the resource that he's providing is fantastic.
Yeah, I mean,
And if that's what the people vote for, that's what the people vote for.
That's what
Yeah.
they voted for. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
completely. And have you seen the Inquisitor stuff that's starting up now in Cold Open? Why, yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Good
I want
stuff.
to get Colin
Good
on at
stuff.
some point soon to talk about that because fucking hell, that's a big project.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Big project. So moving on then, we've got best nostalgic fan service.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of this as well.
Any ideas?
The Beastman miniature from the Slaanesh, was it Diachasm
Yep, yeah.
set?
Yeah.
He's so a fan wank, basically.
Well, he is
On every
actually
level, considering that it's Slaanesh, you know?
literally just there wanking fans. Yes.
Yep, totally.
With its claw.
Oh,
With its claw, yeah.
Hey, Mister,
Yeah, ouch.
do you want a claw job?
But it's Slaanesh,
Neither of us
so
will
you
enjoy
wouldn't
it.
mind. Yeah, you wouldn't mind, would you?
Andy, any ideas what the nostalgic fan
No,
service would be?
I have no idea. I have no idea what I'd pick for this.
Okay, so I'll read through them then. Seeing the High Elves return,
That might be it, actually. That could be it.
Trazin and the Necron Goodness,
Yeah.
Blood Bowl 2 Electric Boogaloo,
yeah, again.
Ethereal Stern.
Oh, God.
In fact, I need to read all of this one. Let me just find it.
Demonifuge,
yeah.
yeah, of course.
Mrs. Stern. It's crazy to me that a character who's not really had a presence since the last Demonifuge strip some 15 years ago has not just got a miniature, not just rules, but a plastic miniatures and rules that are both fluffy and effective. I do plan to run her and Celestine in my Bloody Rose at some point.
Bloody hell.
That's actually a very good point. Yeah, Stern
Stern could get it, actually.
Stern appeared out of nowhere after 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well remembered, clearly.
Yeah. Not sure I had such a moment. Indomitus release was exciting. When the girly man panty flashed us. The Seraphon Battle Tome for letting you build new Lustria whenever you want.
It crops in, it gets in on every category,
It
doesn't
really
it? It
does,
just sort of
yeah.
crops up, you know?
Demonifuge.
Yeah.
Giants!
Again, there's a lot here, isn't there?
Not sure I had one. A chest of flies.
Hey! Oh, well, gone from bags to chests.
Right, it's getting bigger.
Fucking chest of flies.
Yeah, Nurgle's bounty doth runneth over.
Where does this thought process come from?
I don't know. Where are we going next? That's what I want to know.
Why? Oh, God. Oh, right, anyhow. So what are people thinking? What are people thinking?
Blood Bowl 2 could get it.
Stern maybe.
Yeah.
Stern?
If it, I'm thinking Demonifuge, Ethereal Stern.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, she is like nostalgia personified in a way.
Oh, yeah.
She like personifies a very particular time in the hobby, which a
Yeah.
lot of people remember fondly. So
If I said at number 3 was the Necrons,
okay.
and if I said at number 2 was the High Elves,
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
does that change anybody's anyone's theory?
No.
Not really.
Demonifuge gets it.
Yay.
So
yeah.
basically, a lot of people were saying Stern's release and the reprint of Demonifuge, and a lot of people kind of had them both as a
Yes.
thing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it's got. So Demonifuge itself, it just takes it. The reprint of Demonifuge with the Stern actually coming up very, very close. There's like 2 votes between them.
Right.
So I'm giving that as a joint number 1
Yeah.
That's
That
fair.
makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes perfect sense.
because they are. I mean, we are talking like my percentage system here can't actually work out the percentage because it's that close. It's like
Right.
0.8% difference between them or something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's and I think that's really interesting. That people
That
got
makes
right
perfect
behind
sense.
the re-release of Demonofusion Stern herself.
Yeah, well, she was so popular back in the day.
Yeah,
And you know, it's
So,
no
so
one
popular.
voted for Blood Quest. Oh.
I know.
Oh, poor Blood Quest. You know what? It hasn't aged that well.
Well, we'll find out as we go along.
We will.
We will in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Right, moving on then. The Childlike Excitement Award.
Okay.
So this is the words. This is the award where when you saw something, you got giddy. You know, you started going, that. You know, that.
It's not out yet, unfortunately. That would be like Zigfold. And,
Yeah.
You know?
I've just seen one of them. I'd forgotten was in there. Andy, any ideas?
I haven't had any like Childlike or a Wonder for years, so I have no idea.
Fabius. It'd be, for me, it'd be Fabius.
Okay, so you'd have Fabius and
Yeah,
and Andy
definitely.
is dead inside.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's being all jaded. Oh, no.
Oh, don't get me wrong, Andy. I'm with you there, 100%. But
Oh.
you know, as we all just slowly succumb to entropy. But you know, there's little things I got excited about.
You need to collect a Nurgle army, Andy. You need to collect a Nurgle army. It's what he's all about.
But I
It's what
like
he's all about.
skeletons.
Add them too, I suppose. Yeah.
I had a tangerine this morning. That was nice.
I'll be excited and giddy if and when they release a full AOS vampire army.
Oh my god, yeah, that'd be so good. Where you can have like vampire infantry.
And hopefully have skeletons for fodder.
I am
Bloody hell.
convinced that is not far off.
Well,
There have been lots of rumor engines that are clearly vampires
Oh, yeah.
of
to be
some
fair,
description.
that could just be the Warhammer Underworlds dude or
Yeah.
set.
Yes, you're right. You're right.
I'm hoping it's more than just that, but it might just be that.
Yeah,
You are right. It could just be that.
yeah. We still don't have elf centaurs, which really upsets me.
Although there have been like rumors floating around, haven't there, that they're gonna do a there's gonna be like a separation between Nagash and like
Yeah.
the vampire Mortarks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
you'd hope
idea
so.
is that Neferata and
Manfred,
are
yeah.
going to go make their own way.
Interesting. That makes sense.
It does.
That does make
it does.
enormous
I
sense.
quite like the idea of the flesh people going off because the ghouls would probably go with them,
Yeah,
and that
yeah.
would make a lot more sense than them following Nagash to me.
Oh, Nagash is not going to be pleased about that.
Well, Nagash has had his time in the sun for a little while now.
He's going to be very annoyed.
If we see, what I'm hoping for is that at some point we get Vlad and Isabella back.
Oh, that would
yeah.
be so wonderful.
Because,
I'd
yeah,
love to see them come back.
Anybody who wants to see what true love looks like,
Yeah,
Vlad
yeah.
and Isabella. Because honestly, right, this is the weirdest thing. I was reading through the old 95, 95, 94, whatever it was. The original.
What, the Vampire Counts book?
No, the original Undead.
Oh, bloody hell.
Right.
The original one.
Yeah,
God
the very
almighty.
first Undead Warhammer Armies
Did
book.
Snipe and Wib have something to do with that?
They might have. They might have. They might have made me want to just pull that book down and read through it again because it's brilliant.
Oh, it's amazing.
And the
artwork.
oh yeah,
That's so good.
it is. I'm going to put my hands down and say I think it's still heads and tails above what we get now.
You still
Artwork wise,
are, yeah.
or
Yeah.
lore wise. Oh, artwork wise,
Artwork-wise,
hell yeah.
yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, there is so much going on in there which I just love. And there's loads of Wayne England work which always makes me happy.
Can I just like offer Snipe and Wib just like a round of applause for their Ben Shapiro joke from their video?
Dryad than
Just-
Ben Shapiro's wife.
Yeah, in description of the mummies.
Yeah. Oh, we'll
Well
get to
done.
Snipe and Wibs shortly. Don't worry.
Well done.
So, reading out the Childlike Excitement Awards. The Old World reveals.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I can see people
yeah.
getting excited for that.
Yeah. Definitely. And especially the focus on Bretonia.
Yeah.
I mean, whoa, are we actually going to see like old school like knightly formations? You know?
Bretonia, more like Woformia.
Oh my god!
You don't need to laugh at that. I don't need the pity laugh.
No, that was actually funny. Oh man.
Oh, Britonia, Kislev, yeah. I'm hoping that we get some Araby.
I think
yeah.
Araby needs something because they keep on getting talked about and have been talked about for feels like
30
decades,
years,
but
yeah.
they've never had anything.
And they've never
really.
had anything. You
No.
know?
At best, we've had descriptions of they're basically just Arabs, and you go,
Yeah.
that's it. Could we have something cool about them?
Could
though?
we actually have something? I mean, what about, like, there's so much to work with there as well. Why don't they look into Arabic culture and mythology, like jinn
Yes,
and
yeah, totally.
Ifriti and
Well,
all
I mean,
that kind of thing?
I mean, one of the things that the Araby infantry has is a glass bottle that has a gin in it that they throw at the enemy. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, for God's sakes, Cathay, like Far Cathay, it has a dragon emperor, a literal
Right.
dragon as an emperor. Come on!
Right.
Is it
so
a
much
man-sized
they could
dragon
do.
or a dragon-sized man?
It's a mouse-sized elephant. It's
Oh
really
no!
weird. Really weird. Moving on. That bit in Bloodlines, you know it. Necrons, Trazin, the black and white footage from the upcoming series,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Dark Tide, all the GW Storyforge teases we've gotten, the sheer variety of different animation styles from the various projects in the works promises good things.
There's a lot.
Hee hee, questions getting difficult. Indomitus again. Finally getting my Indomitus box after almost 6 months.
Oh.
The Seraphon Battle Tome, so I can finally get that.
It's weird how many separate people have sent in that answer.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Gargants,
Oh,
my constant disappointment.
that might be me. I can't remember.
Oh.
The big ass on the giants. Primaris chaplain on a bike.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
When I spend my money and saw I had nothing left to spend.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
A larder full of flies.
A larder, so we've moved on to eating them now. yeah?
No. Larder is in the car. It's a larder.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know why it's a larder. It just is.
You could get a lot of flies in a larder.
You can actually,
Yeah,
yeah.
you would have thought so, yeah. It's,
Floors to ceiling wise, if we're talking about that, yeah.
That's a very, very full larder of flies, isn't it?
it is.
How would you stack that many flies? Would you do them individually?
Bloody hell, keeping them still would be a nightmare.
I think it's
Well,
more like
assuming they're alive.
Yeah.
I think it's just more like a reverse vacuum cleaner where you just.
Well,
like,
if they're
suck 'em up
alive,
and
you
then
could
blow them in.
sedate them. You could do the old bee smoke thing, couldn't you, and sedate them?
Does that work with flies?
Oh, it might kill them.
Yeah. That's a good point, actually. At no point does it.
It's a
mention
very tricky exercise, this one.
This is
I don't know.
Schrodinger's fly.
I reckon if you put on a Star Wars movie, they'd all fall asleep eventually anyway.
Yeah, eventually that would probably happen, yeah.
It'll drop out the air.
Exactly.
So, out of all of them, what do people think?
Indomitus did cause a stir, but a lot of
Yeah.
people were very excited about that.
And there was a lot of problems getting it as well. So I imagine the person that
Yes.
finally got theirs was pretty excited.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Indomitus, I think.
Okay, Andy?
Yeah, I mean that just makes sense. It's the start of 9th edition. It was so hard to get for so many people, and it was just really good. It was just a great set.
Yeah.
Indomitus came in at number 2.
Oh wow!
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it the squirrel from Blood Bowl?
It's not.
Surprise entrant.
It's the Storyforge stuff.
Oh.
Okay.
All the Storyforge and the little trailers from the series that are coming in came in at number 1.
Right.
Okay.
And
That's cool.
Quite a large proportion of people went for them as well. It's quite nice to see, actually. There's
Yeah.
I've got in front of me here, just on this page I'm on now, 27 mentions of Storyforge.
Wow.
Do we have any idea of when any of those are actually coming out? Or is it still kind of up in the air?
It's still
'Cause
up
I
in the
haven't
air.
heard anything.
Nebulous. It's kind of nebulous at the minute. I
Yeah,
think.
that's what
I think things need to calm down a little bit before they can
Yeah.
finish
More
off
than likely.
what they're doing. Yeah.
Well, I assume they're still working on it because as long as
Oh, yeah.
you got a computer, you can still do stuff. But
Right,
it's probably
yeah.
slowed down production quite a bit, I'm sure.
I think you're probably right there. I mean, it's difficult, isn't it? Because you don't really know what's happening behind the scenes for something like that, because they are keeping that a lot more under wraps than anything else.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, but
the fact the appetite for it is so strong as well, that really shows that people want multimedia from Games Workshop, doesn't it?
It absolutely, yeah. I mean the sheer amount of people who just want more narrative stuff. I think that says a lot. I wonder if we're actually starting to reach a point where the competitive side of the hobby is starting to fade away a bit.
It does seem to be a bit, doesn't it? I mean, like, if you look at the emphasis in Ninth Ed, you know what? All of the emphasis in the Ninth Ed codices is on the Crusade system.
Yeah.
Like, all of it. All the good stuff, all the really exciting stuff is in the Crusade system. They want you to be role-playing. Mm-hmm. And I've noticed a lot of people are.
Yeah.
Like, a hell of a lot of people are, which is wonderful. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've no problem with people doing the competitive side. If that's what they like, that's what they like, you know. But it does seem as though that emphasis is shifting a little bit.
It does. It does. I think people are starting to cry out for a more narrative game and experience. You see, I mean, just look at what RPGs have done this last year.
Well, they've exploded, haven't they? They've just gone nuts.
RPGs are just massive and everywhere now. Which is
I know
wonderful.
so many people who are playing now who had never even touched like D&D or anything before. Hey, Nick, who really want to have a go, you know, who really want to play. So
the reason that sprung to mind is I am desperate to get a game of D&D in with Nick.
Me too. I can't imagine.
I just
can't imagine what's going to crop up.
As his little face just sits there looking all nice and just pleasant as the horror comes out of his mouth, you know. That's why we love him.
He's got a good old head for the perverse, isn't it?
He has. And then you look at him. He just looks like the nicest, most gentle man. You know, he's just so lovely. And then he'll open his mouth and horror. Just true and utter horror. In fact, I firmly believe that at some point in my life I will see him and his eyes will roll back into his head like a shark. His mouth will open wider than any man's and just smoke and tentacles will billow forth. There's a reason that we wanted him to take photos from a wedding, you know.
Right. He does have a really good imagination for the horrific stuff. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Yeah. There's no doubt.
He just looks so unassuming and then, you know, then he'll say something that will stay with you for the rest of your life. Right, so next up we've got the most batshit announcement.
Yeah. Again, there's a lot.
Yeah, what's on the list?
We've got Why More Underworld? The Silent King.
The Silent King was big. That was quite a shocker, actually, to be honest.
Necromunda 2. Actual cartoons.
That's probably going to win.
Dark Tide. 40k Ninth and Domitus. That came out of nowhere and just broke everyone.
Kinda did. Yeah, it did. Ninth Ed did sort of like, okay.
Legion of the Damned disappearing from the store but being mentioned in the codex with their own keyword.
Oh, really? That's a thing.
I didn't know about that one, to be honest.
Yeah, what it suggests is that there's going to be a supplement at some point. That's what that suggests.
Yeah, it does.
And I guess new minis for them if they've removed the other ones.
And if they're going to do... I imagine if they're going to do it, if they're going to take the trouble to make a whole supplement for it, it's going to be like what they did with the Death Watch. They're going to be a whole army now. It's not just going to be like bits and pieces.
I mean, if the Legion of the Damned get their own codex, then I am going to struggle in not going for a Space Marine army.
Oh, people will go nuts for that.
I fucking love the Legion of the Damned.
Everybody loves the Legion of the Damned. My only issue with them is I don't want Imperial Marines having everything that Chaos has.
No.
You know? And Legion of the Damned do have that danger about them, you know?
You may not want them to have everything Chaos has, but don't Space Marines already have everything anyway?
Pretty much, yes.
So why not give him Chaos as well?
Yeah.
I guess.
I suppose.
Carried on. The points increase in 9th edition.
That wasn't a surprise.
The Death Guard Death Guard Codex being delayed in a year of plague. What are the odds?
Yeah, that's a fair point actually. But again, I mean, wasn't everybody expecting there to be like? I mean, I'm surprised that's the only thing that was like officially pushed back.
Yeah. Well, the
You know what I
Lumineth got a
mean?
bit of a delay. They got a bit of, instead of everything coming out at once, they got a bit of smattering, unfortunately.
Like a staggered release. Yeah.
And to be fair, that's only the delays that we know about. I'm sure there've been obviously a lot more.
Yeah.
At least behind the scenes.
Oh, absolutely.
Space Marine Mario Kart.
That was a surprise. Yeah.
Giants.
That one might be quite high because that was a shock. That was a bit of. You know what really shocked me? It's just how bloody big they are compared to all the giants that have come before.
Yes, yeah. I mean, they are ridiculously huge.
They're like Titan-sized, aren't they? They're ridiculously massive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, someone's going to have to make a new cardboard counter for one.
They don't fall over anymore. It's really upsetting.
I was going to say, these guys are actually quite sure on their feet, aren't they? So,
and then finally, Sigvald the Magnificent's new mini coming out next year.
Actually, yes, that shocked the bejesus out of me on a number of levels. Just the fact that he's around. I mean, like, he died. Like, he so died at the end of the end times. He was dead.
And of course, oh look, what a lovely piece of lamb this is. I think I'll cut a slice off. Oh God, why? Why is it full of flies? Oh no, my eyes, oh no.
So is the land now flies?
It's lamb, sorry, lamb.
Oh, lamb. I thought you said land.
No, a lovely piece of lamb.
That's still pretty bad. So
That's still awful, isn't it?
Does that mean the lamb is full of flies, or is it an amount of flies like smushed into the shape of a lamb?
I think it's meant to be full of flies. I think he cut into it and all the flies started pouring out.
Okay,
oh dear, that's not good.
That's actually less than a larder full of flies.
It is. We've shrunk down a little bit now.
We have, but you know, someone's gone to the effort of like getting a lamb, scooping its insides out, and then shoving it full of flies. So I'll give them that.
Yeah, there's a whole fly narrative going on here that's quite impressive, I've got to say.
Yeah.
It's the best serial killer ever. Dedication. You can't do that quickly.
So what do people think then, out of all of them?
I think it's between like Indomitus coming out, the shows coming out. I think those are the two big contenders of the ones that I think are probably the most surprising for people.
The cartoons, the animations, I think are gonna probably take it.
I'd like Sigvald because I only knew
too.
him from the game, and even in the game he was kind of pants.
Right,
so to see this kind of not like super well known character get a kind of push back into the limelight in a big way,
in a really big way, and to have him like, I mean, he was so dead at the end of the end times. I mean, he was like, it was clear that they were done with him.
Yeah.
You know, they were done. They wanted to get rid of him, but no, apparently not. He's coming back, and boy, in a big way. It was a bit of a shocker, that one.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. The answer, of course, is actual cartoons.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course
Makes
it was.
sense.
Absolutely blows everything else out the water. Necromunda 2 got a decent amount. The Silent King got a decent amount. Indomitus not so much, weirdly enough.
Huh.
So I've just seen the time, so we're going to have to chug through a few more of these quite quickly, I think.
Okay, no problem.
So, best YouTube channel.
Oh, I've got a massive soft spot for Kirioth.
Yeah.
Massive soft spot for Kirioth. I love his work. I really do. Kirioth and Snipe and Wib.
Okay. Andy?
The one with the hydraulic press which squashes things. Very calming.
I like that.
We've got Goobertown Hobbies.
Oh, yeah, I know Goober. Yeah.
Duncan Rhodes Academy. Uncle Atom. Whip and Snipe.
Wib and Snipe.
The Fluffenhammer. Tabletop Tactics.
Okay.
There's actually one of these things here says Tabletop Tactics, Spiderbone, Beard, Chef Stig and Sanger have done more to keep me engaged and interested in the hobby over the last 9 months than any other team.
Ooh,
oh, that's nice.
That's good, yeah.
That's very cool.
Trovarian, he stepped up his video game recently and provides great free tutorials for people that want to learn to paint better. Oculus Imperia. Dice check for a strong start. The Bard, none other.
Oh,
The Bard, yeah, I
Wib
suppose.
and Wib and Snipe. Their Codex compliance stuff is just the best.
Interesting. No Kirioth this
No
year.
Kirioth in YouTube channel, no.
Surprising. I mean, for me personally, it would be Kirioth because I watch him the most out of most of them. You know.
Don't worry about Kirioth.
he's doing okay.
He's doing all right.
He's doing
yeah.
fine for himself.
Don't worry. He's. I don't know why he's not on YouTube channel, but just stick with us. We'll
right,
get to Kirioth later.
Okay.
He's.
Okie cokes.
He did well in something else.
All right. Okie.
So, anyone want to take a guess?
Out of that lot, Wib and Snipe, or Snipe and Wib.
Number 3 is the Duncan Rhodes Academy.
yeah.
At number 2, the Bard. Hero Quest.
Oh, good man.
Yeah, and
He needs to do more videos.
he does.
He
I'm
definitely
always
does.
jonesing for another Bard video.
Yeah.
And at number
It
1,
doesn't matter what it's on. Just do anything.
I love the Bard so much. Number 1, Whip and Snipe.
Yay!
Okay.
For me, the Ben Shapiro joke would have put them over the top. I wasn't expecting it. That's why it made me laugh so much. It just sort of like came out of nowhere, and I was like engaged with them talking about the book.
Yeah.
So I was like, yes, you know, I was doing like the Warhammer Scholar thing where you yes, and then suddenly this joke came out of nowhere, and I just cracked up.
Should we move on to Best Podcast?
Sure.
Yeah.
Warhammer. Whip and Snipe.
Yay!
Those two guys that came on. Those dudes. Good dudes, them. Good shoes.
Yep.
How do you know? You don't see pictures of them.
I was gonna say, unless they actually put pictures of their shoes up.
Oh, they're doing OnlyFans for feet pics. Oh, no.
Oh dear. Oh no. No.
Realm and Ruin. Fluffenhammer.
Yay!
Chain Attack. Jay's Weekly Tale of Woe regards GW pre-orders is always deeply funny. The Fluffenhammer. You guys are always entertaining and funny, but also knowledgeable, and I love your crazy theories and speculations.
They get crazier. I have noticed they've gotten like last year. Some of our speculations went a little bit off the rail.
Little bit.
The
Fluffs. TheMortalRealms.com.
Okay.
Have seen yourselves an honest wargamer. He's been streaming every day through this unusual year to keep people going.
That's very cool.
I only have so much free time, so the Fluffenhammer.
Ah.
Why are there flies coming out of my earphones? There was a time when I had no flies. Now I have many flies.
I appreciate dedication to the.
There's a narrative going on here.
Yeah.
Does this guy have like the Midas touch, but instead of gold, it's flies?
Oh Jesus, the Nurgle touch. Oh,
That would
not
explain
nice.
so much.
Oh, that would be awful, wouldn't it?
Well, it depends how much you like flies, I suppose.
I suppose it does, doesn't it? It depends on
But I suppose there's always too much of a good thing at the end of the day.
as Midas himself obviously found out.
Yes.
At least he got gold. Or glod, Where
Glod.
everything turned into a small dwarf.
Into
A small
glod,
irate
yeah.
dwarf from a local mining village. So, what do people think?
Not sure on this one.
I don't
Not
have
sure.
enough time to listen to podcasts, so the
No,
Fluffenhammer was mine.
I'm gonna go for Snipe and Wib again.
I'm going to say that we did win this, but I'm going to take us out of the running because I think that's unfair to give ourselves awards.
Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, because it's the Fluffenhammer Podcast Awards, people are going to vote
Right.
for the Fluffenhammer. So,
Right.
just take that out. And Realm and Ruin. Realm and
Right,
Ruin
okay.
got it because actually, if you ever get the chance to listen to Realm and Ruin, I do recommend it. Those guys do know what they're talking about, and it's quite interesting hearing an Australian talk about Warhammer, just to see how this works from a different part of the world. It's
Yeah, of course.
Are you saying that Australians are so very alien compared to us here in the UK?
Well, I'm saying if you live in a place that used to be called New Holland, you might have a different aspect of things.
Where every animal wants you dead.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's the old Pratchett joke, isn't it? Of like, Death's got his big library. He goes in and asks the library, like, give me a list of all of the the dangerous animals on the island of Forex, which is essentially Australia in
Yeah,
the Discworld.
yeah.
It gets buried beneath like a mountain of books. And he goes, okay, give me a list of all the non-dangerous animals on Forex. Tiny little bit of paper floats to him, and he turns it around and it says, some of the sheep.
I always like A volumes 1 to 127.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so moving on to the best site.
Oh.
Realm of Chaos. 1D4chan. The Fluff Masters. Cold Open Stories. Have you seen those Inquisitor things?
Cold open stories, yeah.
AOS.
Yeah, that would get my vote.
AOS and 40k subreddits. Beasts of War.
Oof.
I'll be boring and say Instagram, best place to find really amazing artists.
That's
not a
true.
bad idea.
That's
yeah.
true. Yeah, it's absolutely true.
YouTube for 40k lore.
Yeah, there's a lot of it out there.
Facebook, I'm afraid to say.
Uh,
A Warhammer community, it's the only one I use.
it's it's really good. I know it's the official one, but it is really good.
I opened this browser and instead of letters, there are flies crawling upon my screen. Oh god, my ears, my eyes, all I can smell, all I can see are flies.
Yeah, very good. Very good.
Are you sure he was actually this person was voting and not just asking for help?
I think-
And
I was going to say,
no one's helping.
are they?
I think
Yeah.
this poor bug was having having a breakdown.
Right,
full
are they actually
psychological-
trapped somewhere, you know?
Yeah, speaking of codes. Yeah, so any ideas, everyone?
The Warhammer community might take it.
That's a safe bet because that's like where you get the news from,
Yeah.
and it's where you
Right,
see all the
right.
models from.
Yeah.
But you could also go with the absolutely staggering destruction from the cold open stories. That would be a safe bet as well.
Yeah.
I mean, Cold Open is a really good one,
Yeah.
definitely.
I will tell you that Realm of Chaos got number 3.
Okay.
I will tell you that 1D4chan got number 2. And I will tell you that Cold Open Stories smashed it yet again.
Wow.
Yeah,
Absolutely
makes sense.
smashed it yet again.
Yeah. Yeah.
50% of the votes went to
Unsurprised.
Cold Open Stories.
Unsurprised.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's at this point in time, I'm classing Cold Open Stories as being a fucking juggernaut because Jesus Christ.
I mean, at this point, you would be forgiven for thinking it's an official resource.
Yeah,
wouldn't you?
absolutely, you would. I mean, when the Warhammer community site doesn't hit the top 3
Yeah,
because
right.
of the sheer amount of votes that Cold Open Stories got, that's insane.
Yeah, Games Workshop want to be looking at this, don't they?
They really do.
They want to be like, casting an eye over what Colin's doing because it's clearly working.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Well, maybe not because I might shut him down. I don't know.
Oh,
They, as far as I'm aware, they know he's there, and they are.
I was going to
quite
say
happy to
from
sit back and
from the
play.
episodes
Yeah.
that we did, I'm sure he spoke about how they are aware of his work and they're actually kind of encouraging.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
What I quite like is that Spiky Bits didn't get on here at all.
Yeah,
Nobody voted
God.
for Spiky Bits. That makes me really happy.
I'm also very glad that some of the nastier forums, because I'm out of them
Yeah.
now. There's no way I'm even going to go back to them because they're so miserable.
Should we move on to the best best non Games Workshop game release?
Yeah.
Okay, we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game, Frostgrave 2,
I bet
Yeah.
you're happy with that.
Uncle Nurgling's Hat, Mantic, Infinity Code 1 and N4, Creature Caster have produced some great looking models, Armorcast, which is the old 90s unofficial Forge World.
Yeah.
The Death of the Transformers collectible card game.
Oh.
One vote for Cold Open Stories.
Sneaking in everywhere, isn't it?
Not available. I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
I was very happy this year when I ordered myself a new copy of Hero Quest. It arrived in the post, and I was very happy because I wasn't expecting it for at least another year. I opened it, and oh god, it's full of flies! The flies! Why? Why are there no dice? There's just flies.
Oh my god. All right, fair enough.
Any ideas?
Oh,
I can give you a hint on this one. I'm very happy with the winner.
I imagine it's Frostgrave.
It is,
then,
yeah.
isn't it?
Frostgrave 2 took it.
Yeah.
There wasn't a huge amount of votes on this one.
No.
Mantic got a fair few, but Frostgrave really did take it. I haven't played Frostgrave 2 yet, the second edition, but I love Frostgrave 1. I think Frostgrave it's a fantastic skirmish game. And as everyone knows, I love my skirmish games.
Yeah.
Best official video is next.
The Ziegfeld one, obviously. Obviously, when he's in his little cart and he's preening.
I will read through these. Jacques Draco Book 4 announcement trailer.
If only.
Yeah, because I don't see Ian Watson writing another Jacques
I
Draco
was
book
going to
22
say,
years after the last one.
Oh, God.
Can't imagine that happening somehow.
Wolf Lord versus Warlord. The Indomitus trailer.
Yeah, that was good. The Indomitus trailer was very good.
Painting Jacob, not an erotic drama, honest. The Snotling team. Lionel Johnson reveal video.
Yeah, if only.
Best trailer is the Indomitus one. Most exciting is the Angel of Death trailer.
Okay.
9th edition, obviously.
Yeah.
A Magnificent Makeover.
I'm going right for that one.
Which one was that one?
Magnificent Makeover was Ziegfeld.
Oh, yeah, right. Aye.
He was in his little Chaos trailer and was sort of like brushing his hair and whatnot.
I have to quickly just move these around a little bit. There we go. The Warden and the Paunch trailer.
Ah, yes, yeah.
And
from Total War Warhammer 2.
Holy crap! There's a lot of R's here. Crap! 9th edition looks good.
I thought you were going to say it was more flies.
Yeah, I was expecting a fly
No flies
joke.
in this one.
Oh, no flies on this one.
It's concerning. I hope the guy's okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, what happened to him? Oh dear.
Right, any ideas?
I was expecting an oh god, they're in my eyes, they're in my hair.
I am the
etc.
fly.
Yeah.
I'd go for
I'd hope
9th
to
ed.
become the first insect politician. anyway, yeah, I think Andy's got it absolutely spot on. I think it's probably going to be 9th ed, even though I think the makeover,
It was
the
fun.
Ziegfeld one is.
Yeah,
I on a personal level, not only was it the thing that excited me the most, it was the thing that shocked me the most.
yeah. I would say that, unfortunately, Ziegfeld came in at number 2.
Oh,
Okay.
9th edition came in at number 1.
yeah, of
makes
course,
sense.
of
I want
course.
to point out, though, that the Snotland team one came in at number 3.
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
not surprised about that either. To be honest, they've proven very popular.
Yeah, playing Blood Bowl on extra hard mode.
Interesting to see one of the tertiary games creeping up so much, isn't
Blood
it?
Bowl has done really well throughout all of this. Yeah. Blood Bowl has done very, very well for itself this year. It's weird because I always thought Blood Bowl wasn't as popular as it apparently actually is.
Clearly, it's like it's had a bit of a shot in the arm.
Yeah,
You know?
absolutely. The next one is Misstep of the Year. There's quite a lot in this one that's interesting.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of the so-called missteps are as a result of sort of external circumstances this time round. So, not sure.
There's a few here that I think are worth discussing, and there's one of them which I totally agree with.
Yeah.
So, Lumineth Realm Lords delays.
Was that?
Yeah, that's one of those things.
Is that a misstep, or is that just due to circumstances? You know, it's hard to.
Price increases in the Sly.
Yeah, that's
Not having Painting Jacob would be an erotic thriller. Price increases, Codex creep.
I long for the days when they actually do a Warhammer erotica subset of the fiction.
The app and the way that they've handled the digital codexes.
That might be a big one. Yes,
Yeah.
that was contentious. That was definitely contentious.
Let me just find it. Yeah, one of the people here actually says GW charging for the 40k app before it was fully functional, and the community get voted for whining about Battleforge whilst it's still in beta. It works better than War Room, but nothing can match Infinity Army though.
Right. Yeah.
GW
That's a fair point.
Yeah, absolutely it is. GW removing the Legion of the Damned from the store without any rationale. Points increase. Screwing over the LGSs, or so I've heard from the Long War podcast. Now, I don't know anything about local game stores being screwed over, and the two guys that I know who run them have had no issues. So,
is it maybe an American issue?
Possibly.
Or is it, that
Possibly.
might be that. Especially with COVID. Like,
Yeah.
I imagine like shipping just product over to America from GW has been a bit more of a pain than
actually,
even usual.
that would make sense.
Yeah.
Because I know that when I've spoken to Stu, he's had troubles with his game store that he works at. Making the Gargants a bit pants. The continuing...
Hang on, making them pants or making them not very good?
Right,
I think
right,
it's making them not very good, because if you're only making big pants,
shame.
that's going to cover nothing.
I think making them denim jeans for those guys would be pretty cool.
Denim jeans, denim shirt, denim jacket, denim shoes.
For the leaders, they could have leather because they're higher quality.
The continuing cookie cutter feel of all the Space Marines. There's been no Primaris specific chapter models that aren't characters. The Death Company, Hounds of Morkai releases were disappointing for me and embarrassing for the company.
Yeah, I can
It's
sort of
not
see
unfair.
that.
Yeah.
AOS being benched as hard as it has been since it's meant to be the second big focus of GW. I have no missteps. I can only walk. Oh God, the flies are in my eyes and I've fallen downstairs.
That was actually very clever, leaving it for one question, thinking that he'd stopped.
Oh no, he's not done.
That was quite clever. Yeah.
Right, out of all of them, what do you think the answer is? I think it's quite obvious what the answer was. What the winner of this one is.
For me, probably the digital thing, the
app.
The codexes.
the app
Yeah,
thing.
the
Yeah.
app takes it.
Yeah.
A lot of
that was what, summertime when that happened.
Yeah.
Roughly. A lot of people have said that the way the app was released was embarrassing.
Well, there were unofficial ones out that were just doing a better job,
Yeah,
weren't there? So it's like, yeah.
I quite like the fact that a lot of people also mentioned the community for whining about Battleforge, and I think that's quite a good point to make. That yes, it wasn't functional, but people. It says here that I've noticed a lot of people who were whining about things that weren't problems.
Yeah.
I think that's it's interesting that GW, the 40k app being released before it was ready, is the winner. But also a lot of people mentioned how people reacted to it, as if it was personal. So I think that's
right. I mean that's sort of baked into the internet culture
with
40k though. Unfortunately, I mean, as I say, it's one of the reasons why I kind of avoid a lot of the forums I used to frequent once upon a time. You know.
Yeah. Right then. So next up is the Community Commander Award, and this is all the people who have. All the people who have meant something to you in the hobby.
Right, who have like contributed.
Yeah.
Right, got you.
So Vince Ventrula, Stuart Murray's Instagram again, Duncan Rhodes.
Right. Duncan is probably going to be quite high on this one for a lot of people.
Whip and Snipe.
Whip and Snipe, yeah.
George's Big Brain of Brilliance.
It's not that big and it's not that brilliant. It's just, it's really not.
Adam for putting the fluff together.
Yeah.
Valrak. All the organisers that have tried to make community events despite the pandemic, e.g. online events. We thank you and we love you.
Yeah, that's really impressive. The people who've kept it going.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very cool.
The Howling Griffins Facebook page.
I don't think I've been to that one.
Doug from 2 Plus Tough for starting yet another army after selling his last one again. Honest Wargamer. 1D4 Chan. Kirioth. He continues to share news whilst not going super negative about what he didn't like.
That's fair. Yeah.
No, he's always very balanced, Kirioth.
Yeah.
He's always very balanced. And even when he's like giving his opinion or his feeling on it, he's always massively balanced about it. And he's often right, as we've spoken about before. He's often so right when he like
the man knows his stuff.
when when it's like the stuff that's even quite uncertain. He's very good at predicting the trends.
Yeah.
Of what's coming down the line, you know.
Gruff, he does things, so many things. Jeff Goldblum, being king of the flies, he now controls them all, and they live around my house.
Oh, it's true.
All right. Now it's going Cronenbergian. Okay.
So, I do have to say that one person voted for Andy's whiplash tongue. So
That's on my OnlyFans page.
So, who do you think takes it? Who do you think takes it?
There's so many who have done good work here. I mean, I can only
Kirioth's
go
a
personal.
solid choice, right?
Yeah, I can only go personal for this, and Kirioth is my choice.
I'm going to say that at number 3 was Wib and Snipe.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
yeah.
I love Wib and Snipe.
Number 2 was Duncan Rhodes.
Yeah, that's
And then
predictable.
number
You
1
know.
was Kirioth. Kirioth
Yay!
takes the Community
Excellent.
Commander Award for the year.
Brilliant. Also, can I just say, I've been following his Slanesh miniatures that he's been painting on Twitter, and they're bloody gorgeous.
Oh, yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous.
Really impressive.
So the next one I got here is the Independent Creator Award. Now, this is just for the people who do stuff that isn't official.
Right,
Now,
okay.
I think I'll probably drop this award going forward. Or rearrange it, I think. Maybe tie it more into the Community Commander Award.
Yeah.
Because not many people got into this one, I don't think. So we've got Alanda Miniatures, Bat Gronk the Squig Pooper, Duncan Rhodes,
Okay.
Yeah,
The Bard.
Hey.
Grimforge Miniatures, one-page rules for their new mini range, Darkfire Designs. You get sculpts of characters out of the Mandalorian so quickly, like less than 48 hours, baffles me, and they all look so good. Not sure about this one. YouTube Jazza is getting back into Warhammer and does a lot of different art.
Don't know that one.
Yeah, and Grimforge Miniatures again. So I'm not going to try and get you guys to pick, because I know it's a difficult one.
No idea.
Yeah,
No idea about that
Duncan
one.
Rhodes takes this one as the Independent
Right.
Creator Award, with the Bard coming in
Okay.
at number 2 and Grimforge at number 3.
Right. Okie dokes.
I will zoom through the next one as well. Best adaptation into a video game. Cyberpunk 40,000. This time you can actually play a non-binary number, because if you have Wolverine claws, then you can have whatever hat you want.
What?
I don't know.
What?
Was that a dig at Cyberpunk?
I
mean,
think so.
which is fair enough, you know.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. XCOM 40k skin. Necromunda.
Oh, yes.
Inquisitor.
Yeah, that was very good.
Warhammer Total
Yeah.
Lizard Men. Dawn of War 1.
It's very good. Very old, though.
Final Liberation.
Yeah, I was going to say, whoa.
Very, very, very old.
Bloody hell. They're going back a bit here,
Is it
aren't they?
cheating to say Warhammer Underworlds, because it's just the same game but digital? Warhammer 2, though I hear Mechanicum is very good. Inquisitor was disappointing.
That's fair.
Sim Fly.
That would be the best Sims game ever.
That's actually a good idea.
Yeah.
That's like legitimately a good idea.
So, any ideas?
This isn't really my wheelhouse, this
No.
one, to be honest.
Are we talking about what the best one is?
Yes.
The best one is Total War Warhammer.
Yeah, and that's what takes it.
Yeah.
Warhammer, Total Warhammer. It smashed everything.
Yeah, it's the best game.
Necromunda got
God
next
moment.
to nothing. Inquisitor got next to nothing. To be
Yeah,
honest with you,
Necromunda's not good.
To be honest with you,
No.
the joke answer of Final Liberation got more votes than either Necromunda or Inquisitor.
Yeah.
Ooh, that must hurt.
Yeah, that's
Considering how old Final Liberation is.
yeah. So there we go. That's it. That's
That
it.
is-
That's
oh,
all of them. That's all
cripes.
of the awards that we have given. And I think there's a lot there that is worth talking about amongst yourselves and trying to
definitely
get ideas around. Thank you to every single person that, that sent something in. And I want to finish off now with a little email that I got.
Ooh.
It's not signed off, and I'm not going to read the email address out or anything like that. Just basically says, thank you so much for the last year. It's been a bad year for me, and I think that listening to you guys and your nonsense has been very, very helpful. I would just like to say that as much as I try my very, very best, I used to have furniture, and all I have are flies. There are flies where the sofa was. There are flies where the fridge was. The food is flies. The drinks are flies. Help me. There are just flies.
Is this the origin story to Oscar the Grouch?
Oh my god, yeah. I mean...
I hope your 2021 has less flies in it.
Right, yes.
Or
Unless you
more.
like the flies. I
Yeah.
mean, if you like the flies, then I hope you have way, way more. But
Beautiful.
God, I tell you what, that has made my Sunday. The fly gag has been fantastic all the way through.
Absolutely. I like the fact there's a goddamn narrative to it.
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
There's a whole story
Yeah.
here. There's a whole thing going on.
It's beautiful. So, with all that being said, shall we close up because we are coming very, very close to time tonight.
Right.
So, Andy, where
Yes.
can people find you if they wish to find you?
You can find me Des on Twitter at CCTFW, on the Moonbase 2 podcast where we talk about transformery things, and that's in many different places. Just search Moonbase 2, and you can find me on Twitch at CCTFW. I play video games.
Excellent stuff. And George.
Oh, you can find me at Exaggerated Elegy on YouTube. I also play video games. There's some really disturbing horror stuff at the moment. You can find links to all my published fiction over at strangeplaygrounds.com. There's going to be a new short story collection out in March, which is Born in Blood Volume 2. Yay, release date. Yay, after the, COVID-related delays. And if you want to chat, you can come and find me over at Enigmatic Elegy on Twitter.
Excellent. Adam, hello. Where can people find you? Well, let me tell you. You can find the Fluffenhammer at fluffenhammer.weebly.com or fluffenhammer.co.uk or fluffenhammer.com. You can find us on Facebook. Just search for the Fluffenhammer. We have a page and we have a group. You can find us on Discord on the link below. You can find us on Twitter. You can also find me on Twitter at Growthlock, where I actually spend my time either doing silly cartoons or just tweeting out 7 weird facts about something. Today was...
Yes, I like the 7 weird facts.
It's just whatever crosses my brain at any given time. It's like, what can I give facts about? Oh yeah, how about the fact that Norway has a ski-through McDonald's? Let's see if people know about this.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it's just... one of these days, the shit that's in my head will actually be worth something. Unlikely.
It beats doom scrolling,
Yeah.
it really does.
Well, that's kind of what I try to do with Twitter, is try to put something a bit more lighthearted out into the world, because there's not a huge amount of it out there. I also like to come up with insults for people to use, which, if you like one of my insults that I put out into the world, feel free to use it. You can also find us on Patreon, where last week we had 3 Patreon episode releases. One was the Friday short form theatre, which was taken from White Dwarf 201, and then I did a special one, which was a 4-page short story taken from White Dwarf 200.
Very cool.
And we also had a Art of Noise special, which was all the songs that made people think of Warhammer, picked from the Discord and the Facebook group. So there's plenty of stuff going on there. There should be a lot more coming out of Patreon in the foreseeable future, because we should have a plan on how to do stuff that we've been wanting to do for a while. Outside of all that, you can find me outside of Andy's house looking in through his window because I want to watch his OnlyFans for free.
Yay!
With all that being said, we will get out of here. Thank you so much for voting. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you so much for being the community.
Yes.
Always.
You guys take care now. See you later.
Bye bye.